Welcome back for another outdoor creation experience. Today I'm here at the Haliburton Wolf Centre with an interesting story to share with you that involves a moose, a fire department, and a pack of wolves. Quick disclaimer, we do show footage of a pack of wolves eating a moose in this video, so viewer discretion is advised. And we do talk about an animal's death as well, which is a natural part of the world that we live in. None of us are immune to death, whether we're human or animals. So just be aware that we'll be discussing this topic in today's video. It all started with a local call to the fire department. Somebody had spotted a moose that fell through the ice and needed to be rescued. Multiple fire department teams sent their volunteers to the rescue, and they got outfitted in all of their safety equipment, ropes back to shore. Even one of our interns who was on the volunteer fire team put on her waterproof safety vest and started slowly and carefully making their way out across the ice. They even had to cut with chainsaws and axes a trough or a path so the moose could hopefully get back to the shoreline into the shallower water. Unfortunately, by the time they got out to the thinner ice and started getting into the water to grab the moose and kind of rope it up somehow, unfortunately by then the moose's head had already gone under. So sadly, the rescue attempt was not successful. But the moose's story doesn't end there. They were able to get the moose's body back to the shore, and then we were able to transport it all the way here to the Haliburton Wolf Centre. And it was actually crane lifted over the building and into the wolf enclosure so that it could feed this pack of 5 wolves for the next few weeks and be a really important and valuable food source for them going into the winter season. The story seems to end in tragedy, yet it ends on a hopeful and happy note for this wolf family. I remember as a kid coming here on family field trips and just loving all the educational stations, the hands-on learning, the different animal furs and bones, and different taxidermy animal collections too, that you could see some of these animals up close that I'd never seen before. So when we had this moose on our shoreline and weren't sure what to do with it, the Haliburton Wolf Centre came to my mind as a place that could potentially use moose meat for a good cause and turn this story of tragedy into a story of hope and help feed this pack of wolves for the next few weeks. There's also a lot of value in learning about the wolves, which are often misunderstood. In all the different fairy tales and kids' stories, The Big Bad Wolf, Little Red Riding Hood, as a couple examples, the wolves are often portrayed as the bad character, the bad guy. And we often forget that they play a very important role in the ecosystem. Wolves, as an apex predator, a keystone species, actually help regulate prey populations like deer and like moose, keeping the populations healthy by eliminating the sick and the elderly from the herd. They also keep these populations in check. With deer becoming more and more numerous, that would lead to less and less forest regrowth, less and less shrubs growing back because they would be overeaten, overbrowsed, and the wolves help keep these herbivore populations in check too, as a valuable role in the ecosystem. Thanks for joining me in today's outdoor creation experience. I hope you were able to appreciate the wolf and the value that they provide in the ecosystem. As always, God's thought of all the detail and complexity, and every single species is important and valuable. We hope it emphasizes the importance of humans stewarding and caring for animals, putting in the effort of taking care of an animal in need, like the fire department did by jumping in to help with the rescue. Until our next video, I hope you stay curious about God's creation.